Bitcoin up around 20% in the last week and a half or so after falling 25% a few weeks ago. In this crazy, volatile environment, how in the world are we supposed to know if Bitcoin is bullish or bearish? And in this video, I'm going to break down what you need to watch for in the short-term charts to get your answer. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn the notification bells on for the very best Bitcoin technical analysis. I do videos pretty much every day. Let's jump into the charts. This is the hourly Bitcoin chart. There is so much going on. It's ridiculous. I'm going to break it down, though, very simply in this video. Before I do, can we just zoom out real quick? Because I can't look at, personally, I just can't look at short-term charts without first looking at the macro, looking at this long-term story of Bitcoin and understanding where we are in this Bitcoin bull cycle comparatively, where we are right now to the last bull market. I mean, we're right around here, and that's what we're looking at. We are in it, everybody, and the consolidations that happen along the way are important. Before we dive into those zoomed in charts, I do want to just look at this real quick. This is on-chain metrics from Glassnode talking about a number of things. One in particular, if we look at the UTXO realized price distribution, that's basically unspent output, or in other words, the amount of cryptocurrency that somebody that they're holding that they haven't spent, in this case Bitcoin. The on-chain support level at 47,173 is the largest since prices were $11,000. We can see sustained and significant volume has transacted between 45,500 and 48,900. This range now represents one of the largest on-chain Bitcoin accumulation levels in history, certainly the largest since the last cycle's $20,000 all-time high was breached. So a couple things here. The support level, 45 to 48, we know there was a lot of accumulation happening during that recent dip, and when we were in the $40,000, there's so much evidence to suggest that. What really stuck out is the on-chain support level at 47,173 is the largest since prices were $11,000. That support level, the largest since $11,000. And if you go to the weekly chart and you just say, okay, well, where was $11,000? $11,000 was back in this area when Bitcoin was essentially breaking out of this huge symmetrical triangle that has that $100,000 target to the upside. And what did Bitcoin do after that support level? It just took off. And it begs the question right now, with this massive support based on-chain metrics and the data provided, with this massive support around 47,000 in the 40,000s, is Bitcoin getting ready to do something insane? An explosive move, and that's what we're talking about. If we go to the daily chart, we start seeing where Bitcoin is. We are at resistance, so let's start zooming in. Let's start exploring what Bitcoin is doing. I did a video just yesterday. It was last night. I'm not going to show a clip, but this was Bitcoin basically discussing Bitcoin was approaching that resistance area. And now if we go and we look at Bitcoin on the chart, on the daily chart, we are there. And Bitcoin is just at that 618 line right now, testing this resistance. So right now, I am neither bullish nor bearish. I'm long-term bullish, you know that. But on the short term, tonight, I'm very neutral. I'm watching very keenly of what Bitcoin is going to do. But there's the move that we want to see. It's speculative, and it is 100% based off of the move that Bitcoin did on this 6-hour chart all the way back here. And this was that last swing high, all-time high, to swing low, up to an identical hooking Fibonacci resistance. So in terms of the story that's playing out right now on the charts right here, Bitcoin, this is what it did back then at the beginning of February. So it was kind of a January dip, and we broke out in February through that resistance. So this was kind of a February dip. Now going into March, are we going to break that resistance? And that's where we are right now in these charts. So let's dive in on the hourly. So here's that same exact Fibonacci resistance. And I discussed this, I think, in yesterday's video. This target, $55,000 that you see here, is the falling wedge target that Bitcoin has. We broke out of that area around March 1st. Bitcoin just kind of taking its time in terms of making its way to that $55,000 target. This is nothing new. Bitcoin always making us wait, We got to be patient for these things. But that $55,000 target, just a lot of confluent resistance, because that's also the 786 line of the Fibonacci resistance that we talked about. Now, on the flip side, we have the 618 line down here, and Bitcoin has a neckline of an inverse head and shoulders that we've been tracking, right? And so there's a lot of confluent resistance right now, not even at $55,000, but literally right now around $52,000. There's a ton of resistance for Bitcoin. So we are in it right now. This is the area Bitcoin needs to break, 52 to 55,000, ton of resistance for multiple reasons. This is the bullish confirmation that I'm looking for. And this is what I'm watching for on the hourly charts, truly going into tonight. It's a bummer when I do these videos because I'm like, man, like we're at resistance right now. I can upload and Bitcoin's like, boom, down, $3,000 dip. Or I could upload and it could break out. I just don't know right now, but I'm waiting for confirmation either way. Now, is a dip down here bad? Here's support. It's not bad. And this is neither bullish or bearish. But Bitcoin, to see that dip, would see this previous swing low around March 4th to this current swing high. We'd be looking for just an ultimate support area all in here. And this is right around 48,600 to 47,600. If Bitcoin makes a move down there, we want to see support. If we break that, that is bearish. So we want to see support at that area, and that would be continued consolidation. This would be Bitcoin continuing to do what it always does in terms of all of us, which is makes us wait, makes us be patient, puts us on an emotional roller coaster. But the reason I do these videos, the reason I do technical analysis is just so that we can prepare for these things. And we're talking about a 6 to 8% dip. Wall Street Journal will probably be calling that Bitcoin entering a bear market. I'll be calling that Bitcoin just consolidating, and we got to wait to see if we see support in that area. Because ultimately, if we saw support and a bounce, this whole thing could play out very bullish. So to the upside, Bitcoin has a breakout target out of this inverse head and shoulders that we have here, now testing the neckline of $64,000 area. We have another yellow arrow here, which is essentially this swing low that we had, one touch, and then we had a couple other touches, higher lows. We have this lower trend line leading into really an ascending triangle. So a couple bullish patterns just setting up right now on the hourly chart. All we need Bitcoin to do is break and get separation from the neckline, this upper trend line of the ascending triangle, and break into this Fibonacci resistance up to the 786 at $55,000. Hit the targets right here out of that falling wedge. And just keep in mind, a move like that could see resistance, rejection off that 786, back down. We'd love to see a test of the neckline, a test of this upper trend line. Bitcoin bounces off that. Now we're really confirming the bulls at that point. So that's what I'm watching on the short-term charts. I wanted to break it down for you. Ultimately, again, we just have to be patient. I do technical analysis, so I don't get wrapped up in any type of emotion when we get any of these moves, because ultimately a move to the upside to that 786 $55,000 line can be nice. A nice little 5% dip maybe tonight or tomorrow or something. But what we ultimately want to see is a break through that line, through that resistance. And we want to see just extension and separation from that area for Bitcoin, because we ultimately want to see this area of resistance turn into support. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. Let me know what you're watching. Let me know how you're feeling out there, everybody. It's a crazy, crazy world in this crypto Bitcoin world. I appreciate you all cruising by. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.